I believe Philippine economy is positive in the macroeconomic sense. All the numbers are positive. We have good fiscal management continuously. In fairness to all the governments natin, under Bongbong Marcos, under Duterte, under the previous presidents, all our economic managers are very talented and responsible. We are losing out to Vietnam. We are losing out to Thailand, Malaysia. We have to compare ourselves and compete with them, hopefully. We are losing out in foreign investments. We are losing out in tourism to Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, even Cambodia, Laos.
Hello, Wilson. It's
Hello,
good
Neil.
that you're here in our video.
Regards to you and your brother Marvin.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you were okay during the recent superstorm and your family and your businesses.
Thank you. Fortunately, I was spared the flood, pero narinig ko the whole neighborhood ng Quezon City and other parts of Metro Manila, na-flood tayo, binaha tayo. Hopefully, all of us will be safe.
Hopefully. Pero
Yeah.
grabe, thank God at least hindi na umuulan. And in the midst of that, kahit physically we're not together, we can learn so much from you. So simulan ko na. So
Yes.
kakatapos lang natin ng SONA and then
Yes.
alam natin na yung economy will take hit kasama ng mga storm and all.
Yes.
So how do you think the economy of the Philippines will go now? Should investors and entrepreneurs be worried with what's happening with the Philippine landscape, economic landscape, even with the recent superstorm? What's your sentiment about it?
Magandang question yan, Neil. I think overall, the Philippine economy is positive, still positive, despite the many negative storms and many negative news. Positive in what sense? I believe Philippine economy is positive in the macroeconomic sense. All the numbers are positive. We have good fiscal management continuously. In fairness to all the governments natin, under Bongbong Marcos, under Duterte, under the previous presidents, all our economic managers are very talented and responsible. Then we still have growth in the economy, continuous positive growth. We are not in danger like Germany, like USA and others. The only things to worry lang is we might be growing, but we are losing out to our neighbors. We are losing out to Vietnam. We are losing out to Thailand, Malaysia. We have to compare ourselves and compete with them, hopefully. We should not be complacent that we are growing because our growth is very good. The president said in his State of the Nation address, in fact, his government officials are claiming we are the second fastest growing in ASEAN. That's true, but from a small base. That means our economy is very small compared to Thailand, to Indonesia. So yung growth natin should be relative to the size. We should grow faster at our size now. We are losing out in foreign investments. We are losing out in tourism to Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, even Cambodia, Laos. So we should not be satisfied. Our growth is good. We are having a good future, Neil. But we should not be satisfied. At the situation that we have now in the Philippines, we should never be satisfied with 5-6% growth. The 5-6% growth should be for big economies like Thailand, China, Korea. But for a small economy like ours, where we have maybe 60-70% of the people are still poor, we should be growing at double digits with our potential, Neil. We have so much talent in the Philippines. We have so much natural resources. 5-6% growth is mediocre for the Philippines. We should grow faster.
Yeah, ramdam ko yung ano mo passion mo for it na as a country na developing, mababa
Yeah.
yung 5 to 6%.
Mababa yan.
What do you,
Pag ano yan,
mababa,
it's very, very bad for our politicians and economists in the government if they claim we are better than Vietnam, we are better than Thailand, we are better than China because we have 5-6% growth. And Neil, that's not very accurate kasi if you have a massive economy na sobrang laki like China or even double, triple our economy ng Thailand and Malaysia, and we are growing at 5-6%, that's okay. But our economy, the base is small. We should be growing by leaps and bounds. We are not realizing our full potential. That's why up to now, as we are talking, Neil, there are still many Filipinos still dreaming to go abroad every day. Kasi lack of jobs, lack of factories, lack of resorts and hotels, dapat we should have more of all this. And ang concern ko, Anil, we should improve our infrastructure. It is improving in the last few years, but the flood control shows us the failure in the flood control is an example of what is lacking in our economy. Imagine mo, Anil, the Typhoon Karina is not a major typhoon like Ondoy. It's not as large ang water, but we were practically paralyzed. Metro Manila, Luzon area, that's a big hit for the economy and for our reputation as an ideal investment and economic base. So hopefully we should tell our leaders, please wake up. We cannot be content with 5-6% growth. With the talent that we have in the Philippines, with all the resources that we have, we should be growing minimum 10% every year for 10-20 years in order to overcome poverty, in order to really lift the masses of the Philippines. Dapat lumaki ang middle class base of the country, or else we are just fooling ourselves with 5-6% economic growth. Na most of it is in the big company sector lang alam mo, Neil, the micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs of the country have not yet felt, I think, the 5-6% economic growth. Not yet. I feel they are still struggling.
Yeah. Yun din yung sinasabi na maganda sana may growth pero inclusive yung nararamdaman. And
you're correct, Neil.
Maganda, yeah, yung inclusive growth. And you mentioned, di ba, at least in the next 20 years, at least nasa 10% yung growth natin. Na-mention mo, kasama sa pag-grow ay infrastructure. Ano pa ba yung mga, at least yung nakikita mo or yung observation mo na
alam mo,
para ma-attain natin yung more than 10% growth?
One thing I see is no matter what happens, we cannot abandon manufacturing. What is very sad about our country, the Philippines, we have not invested, or the governments in the past, the government now and in the past, it seems like hindi priority ang manufacturing, ang factories. So we have a situation in the Philippines today, everything is imported, from paper clips to onions to galunggong, everything to rice, everything we import, everything we export. The most valuable commodity of the country, people. Di ba ironic? We have the most talented people. We have hardworking, multilingual people. Magaling mag-English, Ilocano pa, Mawaray pa. Pero yun ang ini-export natin, and then we import everything. That is lacking. No? We need foreign investments in manufacturing. We need more modernizations, agriculture. And one thing that is low-hanging fruit for the Philippine economy, which should easily be a source of wealth for the Philippines, tourism. We are lagging behind tourism when we have the best beaches. Boracay, alam mo, Neil, Boracay is better than Phuket in Thailand. Boracay Island is more beautiful than the world-famous Bali Island of Indonesia, but we are lagging behind. One thing pa that concerns a lot of businessmen that not many people are expressing, we should also hopefully fix our diplomacy. Ibig sabihin, sana ang focus ng foreign policy and diplomacy ng Pilipinas is being true friends with all the big powers. We should not be part of their ally. Right now in the world, there are quarrels among the big powers. The US fighting Russia in Europe, they are at odds. And then US rivalry with China, that's also now being very evident all over the world. We should, in the Philippines, learn from the other smart neighbors natin in ASEAN. Sino mga matalino sa ASEAN sobra? Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, even Laos and Singapore. Every one of them, ang ginagawa, alam mo Neil, kaibigan lahat. Kaibigan, friends nila ang Russia, friend nila ang China, maraming negosyo.
Right.
Friend nila ang US, maraming negosyo. Tapos yung away nila, hindi sila nakikikampi sa US, hindi sila nakikikampi militarily sa China. They are not allied with Russia militarily. Pagdating to military things, sabi nila, we cannot be allied with anyone. We are just trading with everyone. So right now, we have a situation where our neighbors in ASEAN all are good friends with US, all are good friends with Russia, all are very good friends and trading partners with China. In our case, Neil, that to me is very problematic. I'm worried. That's why even American investors are not coming here. The American investors are in Vietnam and Malaysia and Singapore. Do you know why? Because ang concern ko, we are too militarily allied to the USA. Naiinis ang China, naiinis pati Russia. Alam mo ba, India is one of the smartest country in Asia. India is very smart. Do you know how smart India is? They are now buying so much discounted Russian oil. Ang India is a good ally of USA, pero they are so smart. Whenever the EU or the US try to scold them and angrily ask them, why are you buying oil from Russia? Alam mo anong sagot ng foreign minister ng India? I saw the TV interview sa CNN and BBC. Sabi ng Indian foreign minister, our national interest is more important. Can you feed our economy? Can you give us cheap oil? They don't care about the criticisms of the West, but the national interest of India dictates na friends sila of everyone. Alam mo ang gano'ng katalino ang India? They are very good friends of USA. They are good friends of Russia sobra. They just hosted the controversial President Putin in India recently. And alam mo, they're not only buying cheap Russian oil, they are resellers of cheap Russian oil now. I think they're buying maybe ilang 100% more Russian oil now. That tayo naman, unfortunately, the Philippines, we are too obedient to our former colonizer. We are too afraid or too allied with them. We are afraid to do business with Russia. We even hosted Zelensky in Manila, and parang we are quarreling with China unnecessarily to allied with the USA. Sayang, sana alam mo Neil, ang wish ko lang, sana our diplomacy every time nakafocus on attracting foreign investors, attracting foreign tourists, attracting business. No discussions about military alliances, not using our taxpayers' money to buy submarines and jets that we don't need. We should follow na lang Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and all our ASEAN neighbors. No need to reinvent the wheel. Hindi kailangan tayo mag-invento ng foreign policy. We just copy our neighbors. We can use our ASEAN neighbors as excuse. We can tell the US and China and US, sorry hindi kami pwede mag-ally sa China militarily. We cannot ally with the US militarily kasi that is the ASEAN way. Pwedeng excuse ang ASEAN So yun, ang concern ko, for the past few months, maybe 1 year, all the headlines of the Philippines is about geopolitics quarrel, about the territorial issue. Why not talk about foreign investments with the US? Why not every time the France officials or British officials or even the Japanese officials, when they come here, why don't we ask for foreign investments from them? Why don't we ask for factories from them, loans, and more trade access to US market, EU market, France and Germany and Japan, not buying from them expensive weapons or playing military. Ano, yun ang concern ko. Parang we have been sidetracked in the headlines every day, not talking about the Philippine economy.